Hello guys, and welcome back to more videos by MTG Explained. As you know, I'm your host here, MTG Explained, and I'm here to give you a new video from a new series I will be doing, which is called Casual Deck Tech. Basically, I'll be going over casual decks that you can make at home. And if you don't have the cards for it, or some of the cards you don't have, that's alright. I'll be telling you what cards to put in that card's place. So I hope you really enjoy this series because I built these decks, and I usually play them in casual. They really only take 5 minutes. They only took me to 5 minutes to build, or less in a way, because they're cards you find in the back of your shelf or closet or wherever you store your magic cards. I know I store mine in my closet. So I hope that you can build this deck and feel free to copy it. So let's get right into it. So we're looking at around 17 lands. I have 17 lands here. So this is, 17 lands. It's about how much you should have. That should be enough. You have your 15 card sideboard, which is what I'm going to go over soon, or after I'm done with the deck. And so let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here we have our 1-drops, and our 1-drops consist of Hammerhand, which obviously, if you don't know what it does, it's a 1 red enchant creature. When Hammerhand enters the battlefield, target creature can't block. And enchanted creature has haste and gets +1/+1, so it's a good 1-drop if you're playing casual or limited. Otherwise, it's not really that good. We have 2 Satyr Hoplites, 1 red for a 1/1. Whenever it's targeted by a spell, it gets +1/+1. It gets a +1/+1 counter, so that's good. It's not until end of turn it's a counter. Then we have Electrickery, which is 1 red, and it is kind of like a removal spell in a way. Let's get this to focus. 1 red, it deals 1 damage to target creature you don't control, and overload it for 2. That means it does 1 damage to each creature you don't control, not just target. Frenzied Goblin, we have 2 of them right here. I'll go ahead and show you. 1 red, and it for 1/1, whenever it attacks you may pay 1. If you do pay 1, target creature can't block this turn. So that's it. It definitely fits in here. It helps your creatures and helps you. So now we have Titan Strength, 2 of those. 1 red, target creature gets +3/+1, scry 1. Definitely good. If you have more than 2 of these, then put them in. I just happen to only have 2. Now we have 2 Foundry Denizens, which 1 red for a 1/1. Whenever a red creature enters the battlefield, gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Good in a mono red deck. I would not recommend more than 2 of these. Dynacharge, 1 red, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Overload it for 3. So that's good. You can make all your creatures pretty powerful on turn 3 or 4. So definitely want to recommend that. Somberwald Vigilantes. These guys are one of my favorites. They are 1 red for a 1/1, and when it gets blocked by a creature, deals 1 damage to that creature. So if they block with 2/2, it gets destroyed. Definitely want to trick you. You can trick them, because if they don't look at the card, and they're like, okay, I'll just block it. Then you're like, okay, well, it's dead now. Can't take it back. Now we have Akroan Crusader. Love this guy. Target it with Titan Strength, and same with Satyr Hoplite. Satyr Hoplite can become a 5/3 on turn 2, which is really good. And now we have this guy, 1 red for a 1/1. Whenever it gets targeted by, whenever you cast a spell that targets Akroan Crusader, put a 1/1 red soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Haste is the key word here. So definitely good. Put Titan Strength on it, becomes a 4. So you're still swinging for the same amount as you'd swing with Satyr Hoplite, but you get another guy. So really good. Now we have our 2-drops. Skinbrand Goblin. This guy, if you have 2 Titan Strengths, or you have a playset of them, remove these 2, put 2 Titan Strength in. 2 of those Titan Strengths in. 2 for 1 colorless, 1 red for a 2/1, but I usually use its Blood Rush. because that's the only reason I have them in here. Incinerate, better version of Lightning Bolt. If you don't have these, or Lightning Strike, I mean. If you don't have this, put in Lightning Strike. And if you have a Lightning Bolt, obviously put that in, but this is a better version of Lightning Strike. It's from M12, so you may not have it. That's alright, though. Borderland Marauders, 3 of those. Definitely needed. Sigiled Skink. If you have more of these, put them in. Switch them out for maybe a Foundry Street, I'd say. 2 mana for a 2/1 whenever you attack Scry 1, so giving you an advantage. Really like that card. But it's easy to kill, but it's still a good card. Wild Guess, double red, draw 2, discard a card. So, good. Good card right there. Uncanny Speed, 2 mana, target creature gets +3/+0 and gains haste until end of turn, so okay card. Now we're looking at our 3-drops. We have Angel's Tomb. If you don't have this, it's alright. You don't need it. I just have it in here because I'm like, hey, you know, I have it, so I'll put it in. 3 colorless. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Angel's Tomb become a 3/3 white angel artifact creature with flying until end of turn. So, you know, you're swinging. It's a good finisher. Well, if you are about to finish them off, play, you know, and you have Angel's Tomb on the field, you play a creature or whatever, and you're swinging for a massive amount of damage, and you have them in the air. So if they have a creature that, you know, that's flying or what, you know, it's a great card. I definitely recommend it. Now we have a playset of Kragma Butchers in here. 3 mana for a 2/3. Whenever it becomes untapped, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Definitely fits this deck, especially Fervor, which is 3 mana. All creatures you control have haste. Because this card, you know, if it has haste and you swing, then it, and the next turn it's, you know, it's a 4/3, so it's really good. And if you can have it, and there's some cards that say like untap target creature, whatever, and you untap them and you just swing, it's really good. Fervor, if you don't have it, that's alright. There's many cards that say all creatures you control have haste, so you don't need this. And it's a rare from M13, and I'm trying to make this with as not a big amount of rares because not everybody has rares. And now we have Peak Eruption. If they don't, I just put this in here because most of the people I play have a red in their deck. So destroy target mountain, 3 mana, destroy target mountain, deals 3 damage to that land's controller. Really good card. Destroy mountain, that means any, not just a basic mountain, but like a dual land or something. So recommend that. Krenko's Enforcer, we all know what that guy does. Everybody's favorite. 1 colorless, 2 double, 2/2 with Intimidate. We have Massive Raid. This guy I really like. 1 colorless, 2 red, and it is a instant, so it deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of creatures you control. Really good. 2 Goblin Roughriders, just because they kind of fit this. So I would the 3-drops are kind of your getting to late game, you know, not really late game, but you're getting to the end. These are your beginners. They obviously begin the game, and they speed you up, and yeah. So, and then you have your 3-drops, and now we have our 4-drops. So our 4-drops, let me just we have, okay, sorry about that. We have our, let me just move these out of the way, because 4-drops I really do like, especially because these are your finishers. So if you can get these guys out, they're gonna help a lot. All right, so now we have our Planeswalker. If you don't have him, don't worry. I just happen to have him, and he doesn't fit in any deck, and so I added him in here just because of his +1, because it helps finish the game. And if the game goes on later than expected, you can use his other abilities. 2 colorless, double red, +1 is an untapped target mountain. It becomes a 4/4 red elemental creature until end of turn. It's still land. So that's a good way to swing it for 4. -2, add red to your mana, 1 red to your mana pool for each mountain you control. Okay, that's pretty good. So you're doubling your mana. And -5, again, with mountains you control, have tap. This land deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So these are pretty good. He's not really worth that much, around $5 or $6, so he's still a pretty good card. This card I really like. If you have more of these, put this 1 more in your sideboard. Porten of Betrayal. 4 mana, gain control of target creature. It gains haste, untap it. and scry 1, and it's just until end of turn, by the way. So it's a pretty good card, especially because there's cards like that are like 7 mana, and this one is 4, and you scry 1 as well. Then you have your Borderland Minotaurs. You have 2 of these. 2 colorless, double red for 4/3. Kind of like the Roughriders, but a little more. Or just like them, but 1 more mana, and they get +1/+1, obviously. Now we have 2 Stoke the Flames. Obviously, everybody knows about this card. Really good. I'll just go over it if you don't. 2 colorless, double red. Convoke. Deals 4 damage to target creature or player. So definitely a good card for either removal or just to kind of burn them, you know. This used to be a burn deck, but I changed it up a little because I didn't really like how it was played as burn. Especially because you can see this as a burn deck. No. I mean, I obviously had like playsets of lightning strikes and everything in here and not a lot of creatures, but I changed it to an aggro deck. Now we have our Borderland... No, what am I saying? Scorchwalkers. We have a playset of these guys. These guys suck if you just play them for their mana cost. So 4 for mana for a 5/1. Don't do that. But I use it for its Blood Rush. 1 colorless, double red, target creature gets +5/+1. Very powerful. Like, and it's like, you're getting your creature in for, so if you basically targeted Satyr Hoplite with like Titan Strength in the beginning, then it's a 2/2, okay, and you swung for 5. Then you kind of goes a little later, you play this, and it's a 3/3, so it's like an 8 damage, you're swinging for 8. That's really good, if you can get that combo. Now let's go through our sideboard. Alright, so, looking right here, Fling. I used to have one of these in the deck, but I took it out because they're not that good. But if you want to add it in, go ahead. I have it in sideboard. And I'll also put a deck list in the description below, so don't worry. Because you can copy this if you want. Fling is 2 mana for it, and you sack a creature, it deals damage to target creature or player equal to that creature's power. If you don't have it, don't worry. A lot of these cards you may not have, and that's okay. You can always substitute cards in, so don't worry about it. Weapon Surge. 1 colorless, 1 red. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Overload for 2, so all creatures then will get +1/+0 and first strike. So if they're blocking, it's like, nope, first strike, kill your guys. Sorry. And 2 Impetuous Sun Chasers, not really good, but I put them in there just because, they're flyers and everything. So if you need them in there, Clear a Path if you have a pesky defender, especially with the new set coming out, Khans of Tarkir. If they have the Dragon Throne of Tarkir, gives, if you equip it to a creature, it gets defender, blah blah blah, so you kill it. So it's 1 red, destroy target creature with defender. And Wall of the Frost, it also deals, obviously kills that. We have Smelt. If you have more of these, put them in. It's 1 red, destroy target artifact. And then we have these. And so if you don't have Smelt, put these in. If you just started playing, you probably have these. 2 mana for a 2/1, sack it for 1, and destroy target artifacts. So you can put that in instead of Smelt. I have these guys. If you, obviously the older one you probably won't have, but if but the conspiracy ones you may have, so put that one. I have 2 of them. They're 6 mana for a 4/4 with fire breathing, but that's not why I use them. I use them for cycling because it has mountain cycling. So if I'm behind on land and I don't have the land to add in or whatever, I pay 2 and cycle it for a mountain, any mountain. So that's always good. So you can always cycle for not just a basic land, but any land that's has a mountain. Scoring Sands. Like this card because it deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control, and you scry 1 for 2. So if you need to really kind of, kill their creatures, you can do that, and you're scrying 1. So if you just want to scry 1, it's okay to put that in. Now we have Tormod's Crypt. I play this against decks like Control that have Spellhard Chimera as their finisher. You play it, and then you can just exile all their whole graveyard for 0. Which is good, because if they have cards relying on their graveyard, especially in Khans, with Delve, and all those abilities that rely on the graveyard, it's really effective, because you're totally countering that ability. Last card we have in sideboard is Spark Spray. 1 mana, Yeah, it's 1 red, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Or you can cycle it, so discard and draw a card. So it's mainly for drawing cards, because it's just 1 mana, just draw a card. Alright, so that is the video. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to copy this deck. I will be putting a link in the description. Oh, not a link. A whole deck list on this deck, and you can go ahead and copy it if you want. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and be sure to like and favorite and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll be making more of these casual deck tech videos. So thank you for watching the Red Aggro casual deck tech video, and I hope to see you soon.